Hey cat lovers, I'm Dr. Kate Adams from Bondi Vets. Today we're going to actually be talking about all things cats. I see so many people have so many questions about what to feed my cat, how come my cat's overweight. So instead of hearing about it from me, I'm going to go and track down one of Australia's leading cat experts, feline specialist Dr. Darren Foster. He knows everything about cats. So I pinned him down and I talked to him about all of those real pressing questions that you guys have about your cats. Let's go find him. One of the questions that I get asked most commonly, what do I feed my cat? So Darren, in an ideal world, what should we be feeding our cats?
In an ideal world, it's probably going to be controversial, but I would say the least amount of commercial food possible. Mm-hmm. For a lot of people, that's not really practical. They might have to feed some commercial food, or sometimes all commercial food, because their lifestyles don't really suit.
So you mean like dry food, wet food by commercial?
That's right. Yeah. I feed my cats a home-prepared diet, which is mainly raw.
And when it comes to raw food and bacteria, that's something that people worry about.
There's no evidence out there whatsoever that raw food will contain bacteria that are going to harm the cats, or that it's going to harm people. So
out of the commercial food, is there one that's better than the other? So dry versus wet?
I think wet food's actually had a bad rap.
Okay.
Because it's easy for commercial manufacturers to make dry food, and people find it more convenient. But I think that wet food is much more nutritious in terms of it's got lots of water in it, and it still has all the good proteins in it that it should do. The thing about cats is that they're desert creatures, and so they're not normally designed to drink. So they get all of their nutritional requirements for water when they eat. Cats just don't have the drive to drink because they're not naturally designed to do so. So I think dry food is bad from that point of view because it contains no moisture whatsoever. And whilst cats will drink while they're on dry food, and they seem to drink quite a lot more, they never make up for that water deficit.
So when it comes to wet foods and cats, like the supermarket is literally wall to wall different wet foods out there. And some of them come in cute little tins and other ones come in these like mega whiskers kind of things. You know, they're the same crap, different day.
They're the same stuff, different day. Look at all wet foods and dry foods. When they're commercially made, there's very little difference in the guts of the food itself.
You know, I always call the cats that love dry food biscuit monsters. That stuff, it's like crack. What is it the cats love so much about the dry foods?
When you think about the way dry food is made, it's made with a carbohydrate sort of biscuit.
Yes.
And then they spray the biscuit with fat. Cats love fat. They're used to eating protein and fat in their diet. They're not used to eating carbohydrates, but it's like giving them potato crisps for every meal. And who wouldn't do that?
It's like McDonald's for cats.
Exactly.
McDonald's chips for cats. So what we're kind of saying here is that your wet food is better than your dry food, but your natural food is better than your wet food.
That's right.
So in the hierarchy of things, it's really dry food, the lowest common denominator, your wet foods, which are actually not so bad, and then you've got your natural food products, which are the bee's knees of cat food, really, isn't it?
I would agree with that.
Thank you for coming, Dr. Darren.
That's a pleasure, Dr. Kate.
Guys, you can actually follow Dr. Darren and his blog at drfoster.thecatspecialist.com. You can also subscribe to our YouTube. Next up, we're going to be talking to Dr. Darren again about toileting issues and cats.